even meets the criteria to join the military. So when cadets come to ROTC, they've met that they've got through all the red tape and are here. But what I've seen is that when they get here, they have trouble kind of like sticking, and I think part of that problem is something we can fix here within the wing. So we all see it, like we get a bunch of cadets, Friday bushy tail, 100 and 200s in the fall. And then a couple semesters down the road, there's only like 5 or 6 of them left. So that's what we're going to talk about. Next slide, please. Today I'm going to go over some reasons why cadets leave, some ways to keep them from leaving, and wrap up with a summary. Next slide, please. Okay. One reason people tend to come and then leave is they don't really know if it's for them. They just want to come and try it out for a week, wear the cool uniform, and see how the military, kind of just get a feel for how the military works. Another reason is when they come from JROTC in high school to ROTC, it's a big change. Not only are the cadets coming in and it's their first time away from home, but then it's like, well, at my JROTC we didn't do things like PT and things like that. So it's a big change. Next slide, please. So how can we get cadets to from JROTC to ROTC to actually stay? Well, I came with the idea that make it mandatory for JROTC cadets to spend a PT and a lead lab session with us. One reason is a couple of weeks back I was talking with Cadet Bella Bronca, and she was saying that at her JROTC detachment they like never did PT. Like she'd be like, oh please let us do PT, and they would not. All they did was marching. So when she came here, PT was like a big change for her. Another thing is lead lab. Pretty sure y'all remember a couple weeks ago, Cadet Pompadour fell asleep during lead lab. And we all know that going through field training, that you're in briefings all the time. So if they were to come here and experience that, they realize, okay, there's going to be a lot of briefings, so I could probably want to, stay awake and, do things to keep myself awake during the briefings during lead lab. Next slide, please. The juggling act. Okay, incoming freshmen not on scholarship will either have being a new freshman period is a lot. You're away from home for your first time. You don't really have teachers on your back like in high school saying, okay, well, tomorrow's assignment is going to be this, and it's going to be do this. It's a big, huge change, a completely different environment. So that alone is a toll. Then you've got the ROTC. For those that didn't do JROTC in high school, that's a new task that they have to add on. So it's kind of hard for them, it can be hard for them to balance everything. Then you have not only sophomores, but sometimes freshmen that have to juggle part-time or even full-time jobs to pay for school or whatever, and you've got ROTC and the school, and that can be a little hard as well. And you've got cadets like myself and Cadet Simpson. Click it, sorry. Click it again. Click it again. Then you've got cadets like myself and Cadet Simpson who have jobs, and then you've got ROTC, and then you've got school, and then you've got to make time for your family. So all of that combined can be a very stressful environment. And when things are very stressful, something's got to give. We usually don't want it to be ROTC. Next slide, please. So how to help them juggle things? Well, a while back, my senior year of high school, we had this thing where it was like part of like study hall. So they would tell you all these pointers and tips of how you can juggle your day. Not all high schools have that, so I figured we could offer it here as part of ROTC. 100 and 200, you get this planner, and you can plan out all your days, how much time you're going to spend studying, how much time you're going to spend, plan out your events for fundraising and volunteering and everything, this and that. And 100 and 200, you get a paper bag, little binder thing. 300s and 400s would get electronic PDAs because EOC kind of earned it. Next slide, please. How will it get paid? Donations. I was thinking that, because my husband does like DECA, which is like, they get things for free. I've been in the military, people are always willing to donate to us. Like at his last Christmas party, they raffled off this big, huge, like 60-inch TV, and I was like, how the world did you guys pay for that? And he's like, Best Buy just donated it. And I was like, oh, so people are willing to donate, just ask. And what would happen is at the end of, before you graduated, you could either decide to pay for a half price, or you could give it back to the detachment, and as years go by, people would use it. Or I figured we could ask headquarters for the money. I'm not really sure how it would go, but I would assume he just send a memo up and say, hey, detachment 001, we want, I don't know, maybe $5,000 to purchase PDAs for our senior class. I don't think it would be that hard. Next slide, please. So, another reason cadets would appear cadets would drop out is because college is expensive. So, Lee Lab is 1 credit. Depending on when you come in, when I first came in, I came in right into the 200 year. So, but cadets have to pay for they have to come in as freshmen. They have the 101 class and 102 class. In-state tuition, it's not really that expensive. It's only $134 per credit hour. But still, depending on if you're coming in at the 200 or the 100 level, it could be $238 to $402 added on. So that doesn't really seem like a lot. However, if you come in out of state, that extra $1,000 can really put a toll on your bank account. So, next slide, please. What I was thinking is not only just 100s, but even 200s. Your first semester of ROTC here, you wouldn't have to pay for it. That way, you can kind of just come in and get a feel of how things are going to work. And how it would work is you wouldn't be able to get uniforms your first semester. So if you came in the fall of your 100 year, you wouldn't have to pay for classes. You just come here, show up, go to Lee Lab, go to PT, and you also wouldn't get a grade. However, if you came back this spring, that semester you would have to pay for the classes and you would also get cheaper uniforms. That way, you wouldn't have people coming in like their 100 freshman year and be like, oh, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to keep the uniform type deal. That way it saves on money. We also get to retain cadets. Next slide, please. Here are the reasons why. Some things are not within our control here within the wing. Like these type of reasons, it would have to be, we would have to redo the entire Air Force ROTC structure, and I don't think that's possible. But some feel that the Air Force is too relaxed. There's a guy in one of my classes that used to be Army, and he felt that, no, he's Army now, he used to be Air Force, he's Army now, but he felt that, he was like, Air Force has no structure to it, I just can't take it anymore, and I was like, okay, I can kind of see that, because my dad was Army for 20 years, and he's about the same way. So I can kind of see that, and that's something that we really can't change. Better incentives with another branch. The Army and the Navy both offer, me being nursing, I looked up nursing, what they offer nurses. And the Army and the Navy both offer to pay for all your schooling and your books and your room and board, but the stipend is double what we get now. And I was like, okay, all right. That's something that there's no way we could change here at the detachment, but it would be a reason why people would leave. Different standards with other branches. I know many of you remember Cadet Kim and how she didn't get to go to field training with us. So she's thinking about going to Navy ROTC because the reason that she didn't go to field training with us would not be an issue if she were to join the Navy. Next slide, please. So today I went over introduction, reason why cadets leave, some ways to keep them from leaving.